Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Thanks for joining me today for another new practice. The theme of this practice is called fire, or Agni in Sanskrit. And the idea behind this is that fire can take many forms. Yes, it brings heat, which is good for us, right? We'll build heat, yes, in the beginning of practice especially. But what else does fire do? It provides illumination, light. It provides us with the energy required for transformation. And so think about these things. I'm going to several times today throw you challenges. And the way that you approach those should be in a way that serves you today in your body. Speaking of that, housekeeping number one, have a block, blanket, strap handy. You never know when they'll come in handy. I'm always doing a variety of poses. Housekeeping number two, if you like to practice to music, you can find my playlists on Spotify and Apple Music. Just look at the information below. We're going to start seated. So when I begin seated, I always like to sit up on a blanket. If it's for, even a length of time, even a couple minutes, provides me with the ability to sit a little bit forward. Please find yourself in a way that feels very grounded, but with a sense of alertness, okay? We're gearing up for action. Rest your arms so that they are comfortable. Sit tall and bring your awareness into your breathing, shaping it now into about a rhythm that's 2/3 of your total breathing capacity. So you're wanting to increase your inhales. Increase your exhales as well. And just sort of taking this moment to reboot your attention and bring it in fully to the present. I also want to increase this because today I want to introduce a breathing technique that will help us to generate a little bit of fire called Bhastrika, or bellows breath. So take another nice deep breath here and we're going to practice it. And you're going to inhale and inflate your belly, puff it out. And then you exhale, use your abdominal wall. So inhale. And it helps if you close your eyes, work through it. So keep going. I'm just using my hands to show, but you're inflating. And you don't have to do it at any certain speed. Just make sure that you get full breaths. Feel the light behind your eyes. Feel the activation in the brain. Couple more. Okay, now let that go and give me a smooth and deep inhale. Sit tall. At the top of that inhale, hold your breath in. Tip your chin down to seal it in and hold it. Feel that activity spin. And then let it go. I think that's really, really nice. Feel that ability, stay in cross legs, that ability to increase your energy so simply with breath. Put your hands on your knees, and we're going to begin with a seated cat-cow. Draw your heart forward. So I'm pulling on my knees here. Draw forward. And then as you exhale, let this support you. Take the navel back and let the head bow forward, all right? So we're going to flow that inhale. Come on up, lift the heart. And exhale, let that belly come back. You're having the back go in opposite directions. Going to get into it from every direction. Important to warm up the spine in many ways. And then let's go ahead and hold back here, hang back here just for a sec. And what we're going to do is I want to actually take this now back. Take this all the way onto your back with the cross legs. Put the cross legs down on the floor. This is going to help us open the hip. Take an inhale and exhale. Squeeze and lift your hips off the floor. Oh my goodness. So now you're going to feel a stretch come into the inner thighs there. Maybe a little bounce. Be careful of your low back. Good. Let's put that down. And I want to do the other direction. So recross the legs the other way and then lift. We always want to make sure that we're evening things out side to side. So another little bounce here. I've got a whole host of warm-ups here on the mat before we stand up. So let's walk out of that. Walk out of that and give me a few petals up to the sky with those feet. Good. Just a few to warm up the hamstrings here. And then I want you to reach up through the heels, give a good reach, and then take your hands as if you're trying to reach beyond those feet. Okay. So feet up, hands up, but belly down. You're making a U shape and the belly is pressing down into the bend of the U. All right. Squeeze, squeeze. Here, fire is at your center, chakra 3, navel. So that's the area we're focusing on. Now take your hands and put them under your glutes. Under your glutes for a sec. And just give me some unstructured reverse bicycle. Mindfully. This is going to help you get in touch a little bit with your ability in your core. You know, you could keep it a lot smaller if you needed to. Don't let your back arch. Beautiful. Okay, then let's take the hands behind the knees. Roll yourself into a ball, chin to chest, round out your back. Give me a wheel, and you're gonna, eventually I want you to hit a boat pose. So you're gonna hit essentially right there. Give it a few tries. And with your strength, right there and hit it. So you can keep it basic here or a little bit more. We're warming up, so I'm not gonna go super intense on this boat. I just want, again, this core to start lighting that fire up a little bit. Beautiful. It's okay if that shake starts, make a little friend with it. Come on to seated, fully in staff pose now. And I want you to clasp your hands, flip them up overhead. So we're going to inhale and be tall in our staff pose. Activate your legs, activate your spine. When you exhale, you bring these hands down, but I'm actually reaching my crown up to touch those hands. Inhale. All right. And exhale, lift your crown to meet the hands. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Moving on. Inhale here. Let's take that into a forward fold. So reach out over those legs, and we'll do this 3 times. Lean back. Inhale. Use your strength. Exhale. Out. Over the legs. Inhale. Do that one more time. Now let's go ahead and just settle here for a moment. Honor where your body is. Do what feels right for you. Doesn't matter if you can touch your toes or not. No, it doesn't. Do away with any negative thought. Let's go ahead and sit back on up. I want you to give me a few backstrokes like so on the floor. And just simple, sort of a reverse plank. Find the right spot for your hands. Lift the heart. Open the shoulders. Use a strong neck. Always, trying to encourage us to be aware of what the neck is doing. Good. Just a nice gentle way to sit back. And then sit back on out. I want to go next to keeping the right leg long. Bending my left leg. We're just going to do a few simple twists. So inhale towards that leg. And then I'm going to exhale, turn around to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, go the other way. Notice in the beginning of class, I think we have a lot of excess energy sometimes. We want to speed up. We want to do everything really fast. You don't really need to do that. I always want you to move with the breath. Let's go ahead and come back to this Dandasana. Swim back, and again, lift here. This is your gentle version. Stay here if we're, being kind to the wrists. Last thing I want to do here is a wide-legged fold. So take it on out. And this can be a really, really tight feeling pose. And if that's you, look, blanket, sit up. It helps. Just falls into that pose. I turn my legs out from the hips. Now, press. We're going to flow this for a couple. Press. You can get yourself deeper into the pose. Inhale. All right. And then come on around. Another way to do it is pull back. Kind of pull back on the mat here. Also gets you deeper. Inhale around. Exhale. Push. Good. Inhale around. Exhale. Pull. Heart forward. One more round. Inhale. Exhale. Push. Inhale around. Exhale. Pull. Nice. Okay. We're going to be working up to standing. So cross, transfer your weight, remove any prop, and start walking yourself on up to the top of the mat. stay low. I like to stay low for a couple breaths. Really plant your feet, sway side to side. And once you feel good and grounded, let the spine lengthen as well as the legs. Tip a little forward and let the head hang. Nod your head yes. Again, not judging yourself for any perceived, flexibility or inflexibility or strength at any time. That's why we're doing this. Place the hands at the thighs. Let's rise up and stand. We're doing this to improve those things, right? Okay. I want to do there's a signature piece that recurs in this class. Inhale, give me a tiny baby back bend, just starting to activate that back. And bend your legs, exhale, and these arms are going to come back to this airplane type shape. And notice, really go down on your legs here. If I put my hands at my shins and press out into a halfway lift, like I will do a lot, this is essentially a more challenging version of that. So to go and try it right here versus right here, you're using a lot more back strength. So it's up to you. Bend the knees if you need to. Let's take a forward fold, drop your head and the hands go up. Then inhale and swing all the way up and find Tadasana. I want to do that a couple more times. Inhale. This is preparation for sun salutations. Exhale, sweep all the way back. Inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, let the head drop and the hands come up. Inhale, swing all the way up. And exhale, Tadasana. Spend a moment in your Tadasana. Push down into the feet, but up in the soles of the feet. Bring that energy up into the navel, up into the heart, up beyond the crown of the head. Always okay to come back and rebalance. In fact, that's what we do in body, in breath, in mind. That's yoga. Let's go ahead. I'm going to start this way so I'm better visible. You can stay however it works for you. We're going to step your left foot back. Stay in 2 lanes, and especially on this one, I want to take my right foot maybe a little more right, and the left foot maybe a little more left for what's coming. Starts with a simple flow for Warrior 1, though. Let's bring your elbows up, inhale, and then a little bend there. Exhale, and come wide. Squeeze your elbows back. Now, inhale, squeeze front. And exhale, we're going to bring back that airplane here. It's kind of airplane warrior. So inhale, come on up. You could straighten the leg if you want on that beat. Exhale, and the elbows wide. Inhale, squeeze. And exhale, lay forward. We're going to do it again. Inhale, straighten or bend the knee. Exhale, so I'm really forcing some good squeeze here. Don't just go through the motions. Come forward. Now we're in humble warrior territory. Let's break it down. Gentle, humble warrior is right here or right here. So that's where we're going to stay if we're in gentle mode. Bring it back to the airplane arms as a sort of a medium option. And again, this leg bends in accordance. Moving on to side angle. Take your feet a little bit wider and more center aligned, and have your block handy. Okay. So challenge today. If you're in a default foot position, I want you to go tiny bit wider. All right. If that's appropriate for you. Now, arms level, reach and bend. Now, the classic version of this is right here. The gentle version of this is right here. Come on down and reach long. Let's go ahead and with care, come on up and face the side. Good. So now wide legs, keep your feet parallel. Let's go ahead and take the stance that's appropriate for you. Maybe bend your knees and grab your block. Now, I'd like you to build me a nice tabletop. Hands are on the block. I'll show you from the side here. Now, I never saw a table that had a round back. Not very effective, right? Try to, bend your knees and come forward. You want to bring your crown forward and then push your tailbone back. And just give me that really nice tabletop here for a moment. Now, if it felt gentle, if it felt sattvic, if it felt easy for you, you definitely could go into something deeper here or assist. But here's my gentle version, just keeping things in a realm that work all the time. Good. Give me one more breath. And then we're going to do a little twist with this. So leave the block under your throat with your left hand. And we're going to thread the needle like so. Inhale up and exhale. Thread down like this. Inhale and exhale. Do it one more time. Then let's just go ahead, open, and let your hand rest at your low back. One more time. Gently draw your head forward and your tailbone back, and just look towards that direction of the twist. Nice. Come back down to the middle. Bend your legs, hands to thighs, and come on up. Right. We're going to finish this with a couple poses that go the opposite direction. So our balance today is a star pose. I just want you to step with your left foot towards the other side of the mat. Okay, step on out. Your star pose can have that toe down. See that? For as long as you need while you develop your ability to perhaps do more in star. So you're really shining out to the edges. Again, even in a gentle class, I encourage not using the wall because it's literally a crutch. All right, one more breath, and let's go ahead and let that down. So unless you have vertigo issues, let's give some love. Unless you have vertigo issues, you want to train yourself for real life, okay? On those times when maybe there is no wall. Our last pose is a triangle. So we're going to keep it this way. Keep your feet kind of on two lanes here. On out. Exhale. Set your bottom hand. Gentlest version will be high up. And classic here. Whatever you're choosing, again, feels sattvic. I'd love it if you learn this word because it really means, more than gentle. I like that word sattvic. It's wherever you feel at ease, right? Beautiful. Now, I'm going to add a little challenge to this. Take your arm back here and rise up a little bit. Inhale, and then exhale, core on, and just reach like so. If that's too much for your low back, then you're going to not do that, right? Beautiful. Good. Let's inhale, come on up. Exhale. Take an inhale, and then step with mindfulness back to the top of the mat where we began. We're going to do the other side, beginning with that humble warrior setup. So again, that left foot's going to go a little more left, and the right foot be a little more right. And let's just simplify the arms on this one. Inhale. It's that flow. Exhale. Elbows back. Inhale. Squeeze. Exhale. This is a flow that is getting us toward humble warrior. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, and forward fold. Last one, you can straighten on this, but obey your body. Obey your body. In time, I say that a lot, but it's really crucial. Remember, humble warrior, this is not Simon Says. This is, please. Gentle, humble warrior, right here. Less stress. Airplane, good. And then we are going to go onto our side angle. So, of course, I'm going to change. See what I'm doing. Wider. Your challenge is to be even a little wider. Block at the ready. Out. Bend and reach. Classic version looks kind of like that. All right, inhale, come on up, face the side. So here we are again with wide feet, choosing your stance. And we're going to do bend the knees, find the block, build me a tabletop one more time. We're going to do the twist. Leave your right hand on the block below your throat. And one more time, we're going to thread the needle. Do that 3 times. Inhale, come up. Exhale through. Twisting the amount that's right for you, and then take that hand, rest it at your low back. Once you're there, look at how you are. Bring your crown forward, inhale. Exhale, tailbone back. And just try to settle. And when we twist, we always want to settle where we're looking to. Increasingly, as we move to the floor, getting more settled, we settle the eyes too. Helps to train the senses, train the mind to come to stillness. Okay, let's come back down on the middle. Hands to thighs. We'll walk it up. We've got to do those other two poses towards the other direction. It's our balance. So it's that star pose again. The right foot now is going to step off that way. Do you need a little help or not? So if you do feel really unsteady, practice in that zone and get, increasingly up with practice instead of holding the wall. Again, when you're out, I live in an icy climate and walking down that street, there's nothing that's going to help you if you slip. All right, let's go ahead and put that down. I'm not saying it makes you into a superhero, but I have saved myself many times from falling completely. Right? Triangle. On out. Arms level. Let's find the gentlest version, which would be high up right here. Some people may feel perfectly sattvic being right here. Good. And you should feel like you have to use feet, legs, hips, sides. It's a pose where I want you to use everything. Good squeeze. All right. Now, let's take this arm back, rise up a little bit. Inhale for a little challenge. Exhale. Come on out. Beautiful. Okay. Couple nice breaths there. All right. Inhale, come on up. Let it go. And mindfully stepping back to the top of the mat. Nice Tadasana for a moment. Good news. We're ready to head to the floor. So mindfully, come on down and have a seat for me for a moment. Maybe you want to bring your blanket back. Have a seat and take a moment to practice with me what we call Agni Bhavana breath. Center yourself, and when you inhale, imagine the breath traveling down into the navel, feeding your fire. And when you exhale, energy comes up into the navel. Inhale down to the navel. Exhale up into the navel. So from both directions, feeding the navel center, which is our chakra 3, fire element. Both your inhales and exhales traveling to this place. I'd like to practice sit with your legs forward for a moment and bring your fists into the crease of your waist. Inhale and just sit forward over that for a sec. Find the right spot, but then breathe against it. Breathe against it. There's a lot of poses that we do in our practice that encourage the compression of the belly. And think about it. That's where fire is biggest. There's a reason that chakra is there, right? Where the transformations are happening. It's where we are trying to get our energy from, and we want it to work well and keep moving healthfully. Okay. You're going to come forward. You're going to do a couple things for the back. Some kind of plank, please. So from here, let's take it out to either, again, what's gentle? There's a lot of ways to do a plank. This is the gentlest right here, hands and knees. Maybe you want to choose fists if that bothers your wrists. Again, if it feels sattvic for you to go to the feet, then go to the feet. But I'm just going to keep it here and just have a nice effort. Lengthening the spine, drawing the belly away from the floor, shoulders back. Beautiful. All right. Let's very carefully move on to the belly. Onto the belly, where I want to do a version of locust that's called the airplane. Take your hands out front like a steeple, and the feet are wide. So we can keep these on the floor. You inhale here, and then when you exhale, the feet squeeze together and the arms come to the sides like a T, like a goal post. Okay. Let's try that again. Inhale out here and exhale. Bring it in. Inhale. And don't strain your neck. Exhale. Keep it appropriately long. One more. Inhale. A shape. Exhale. T shape. Now hold here. And give me just a little bit extra. Maybe that's just a little more lift. Maybe it involves a little lift off the floor. More like our traditional locust, okay? A good squeeze here. And then release. Come back to all fours. Just a moment on the knees, please. And just recover with me here. Arch the back like a cat stretch. And this wave, send a wave forward and back. I don't want to go full cat-cow because we were just in that big bend, so I want to keep this gentle arch. Good. Awesome. We are going to move on to our twists. So let's go ahead and sit to the side and come around and begin in a nice Dandasana. And today my twist, I am going to sit up because one of the twists that I do, the shape of my body is better for that. Okay. So right leg bends. So this is why the shape of my shin is good to have a little lift for its length. Anyway, we're going to start with the open twist. So you're going to take your left arm back, actually. Open it back. Now bring this right arm inside. You want a little pressure, leg against arm. But inhale, back hand makes you taller. Exhale, front arm makes you turn. Settle your hips. Inhale, gently lean back from your heart. Exhale, just turn your eye gaze to look back. No roaming, just let it settle. Practicing your yoga, coming back into centeredness, stillness. Good. Let's inhale, bring that back around. And then we're going to do the twist the other way too. Take the right arm around, on up. Maybe you even pre-twist yourself, okay? And then this arm just kind of helps you. Don't crank into it. Inhale, tall. Exhale, a little more if you got it. Don't be afraid to let that right hip go with you in the twist. It's good. Look back and settle. Settled in body, in breath, in mind. All linked in a yoga practice. Inhale and come back on around. Just give me a moment and a nice staff pose, and then maybe just a carefree sit forward. All right. Have a moment, exhale. Sit back up, and we're going to do the other twists the other way. Bend your left leg. All right. Then the right hand's going to come back. We'll do the open twist first. Inside the leg. Be tall, even if it means leaning back. Inhale here, exhale, turn. So know this, you don't have to be straight up, but you do have to have a straight back. So you see, even if I'm leaning back here, my back is long. Turn from that place. Every twist has a long spine. No roaming in the eyes. Good, sit on up. Let's come around to the other way. Let your left hip go back a little bit. Pre-twist. Left arm's going to come back. Inhale. Exhale. Use the right arm to turn. You're really turning your upper spine with that arm. And settle. Inhale, sit up, and exhale, come around. Great, so we're going to finish class on the back, and I'm going to ask you to grab the strap. Now, you can use anything that serves the purpose, and it takes time to get to learn how to use the strap. When looped properly, you can put something inside the loop and it won't move, okay? That's ideal. We're going to start. I want you to start with knees bent, kick your right heel up, and put this around the right heel. It could be anywhere in the foot. I just like the heel because it's a nice rock. And start here. Now, the strap is going to bring ease to the leg, but puts work in the hand. So let's start here. Let's find your way. Another thing is that you could find perhaps the right loop spacing and grab through like so. See that? But start here. Inhale, lift your heel high. Exhale, we're going to intensify this and bring your nose to your knee. Now, freeze it there. Inhale, kick your heel higher. Now, exhale, freeze the leg where it is. Put the head and shoulders back down. So there may be some people who have enough flexibility to just, reach the leg. First two fingers around toe, etc. If you gain flexibility, that left leg may also go out a little bit longer, but we want to maintain ease, and I want to have this leg long. You can feel the difference. Leg bent, leg straight. It's way more of a stretch if the leg is straight. So do your best. This strap allows me to hold the leg, even if it's out here, even if it's out there. Hold the leg and keep it straight without having to touch. Maybe give it a little sway side to side. And this class has been has a big focus of inner thigh in it. And I've noticed after practicing it for about a month that it helps. The class before this had a big outer thigh focus. So the two together are really kind of nice for hip flexibility. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to lower it out to the right, and you're going to give it slack. You're going to give it slack. And I just want to keep it out here for a sec. I don't care if it goes straight out to the side. It could be way out there, but just let it float out there for a moment. Feel that big inner thigh stretch. Okay. Then guide that back up to the center, and you're going to pass it off. You're going to pass that off to the left hand. And then you might want to bring the bend back. You investigate. But then now you're going to, again, give it as much slack as needed and let your body adjust and just let that hang out the other direction, right? Maybe you like to look away. Don't be concerned with your shoulder being on the ground. Don't artificially crank into a twist. Navel back. So if holding the strap is a struggle, just know that that's related to your hand strength, and you want to just do more in time. Give yourself the strengthening journey. Good. Let's bring that back on up. And we're going to change legs. Change legs. So heel left heel. Start with a bent leg perhaps. And we're going to go through that setup. So inhale, kick the heel high. Exhale, draw nose towards knee. Inhale, kick it high again. Now try to freeze this where it is. Then bring that back down. Leg bent or straight. And then try to settle into it. It's a big stretch. So your body is going to seize up on you. When you go into a big stretch, your body thinks that's a danger zone. That's why you stop breathing and you get all tense like that. It's trying to protect you. So in a yoga pose, we got to bring back our yoga skills, which is back to smooth breathing. The breath is the link between the body and the mind. Give it a little sway back and forth. And we're going to, again, drop wide out to the left. Give it slack. And just a couple breaths here because we've already done a lot of inner thigh stretch. Reach, try to keep it long, but do your best. If at any time the strap isn't working for you, ditch it. I'll say it and I'll say it and I'll say it again. We have a very competitive society. Inhale. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Hand it off to your right hand. Now let's go the other way. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I think we overdo it. I'm at a point in my life where I appreciate measured activity. And I recognize that we can have a balanced life. When you feel out of balance, you need to either apply the appropriate fire or the appropriate stillness to bring yourself back. Beautiful. Let's gently bring that back into the middle, and we are going to move on to your relaxation. So for a good amount of time, I just want to relax deeply. If you've got a blanket, it's nice to put a small amount of lift under the head, and then allow the back of the neck to lengthen just a little bit softly. There are nerves running through the neck that can be soothed with a little bit of length. And then settle. If you're feeling warm, place the arms away from the body, even sometimes out like wings. Let the legs collapse. An alternate way of lying is constructive rest with the feet wide and knees together, which is more easeful for the low back. Please investigate. Do any last things that your body needs to feel settled. If you're cold, maybe a blanket goes over you. This is your time of restoration. Remain lying. And the first order of business is always to settle the body, your outermost layer. Once you are feeling heavy and grounded and more relaxed, make sure your breath does the same. And if the breath has any sense of agitation, maybe take an effortless, deep inhale, relaxing, deep exhale, and guide your energy in that direction. We settle the body, we settle the breath and energy, we settle then the mind, which is probably the most challenging, especially after all of this fire, and some of this was mental fire when you challenge yourself. And we have to train ourselves to watch where that fire is and then let it come back into balance now. So a good few minutes in Śavāsana, just watch your thoughts. If they're active, that can be okay. But instead of interacting with them, watch. Relax. Now, as you begin to contemplate coming back into a waking state, draw any sense of peace that you have found back into the body. Draw peacefulness gently into the limbs. If you like to roll onto your right side, do so bending the knees and taking a transitional breath. And that concludes our practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Do the practice again if it throws you a challenge that you want to work on. But every time you arrive on this mat, practice where you're arriving and ask yourself what you need. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. All right. And that's the educational journey that I want you to go on. I hope that you will like this video and subscribe. It really helps me out. Otherwise, follow me on social media too if you want notifications for when I'm posting new classes. Going to try to continue to put gentle and standard versions out for each class. Be well. Bye now.